We are now officially recording, and we are live Tuesday, May 10th. Wonderful day to be out here today. Snowed yesterday up here. Surprised the heck out of me, but we're back to normal today, 50 degrees. I was going to say something else, but I forget where I was going, so we'll just go ahead and get started with what we're going to do. And let's do this. And get into Photoshop really quick. And Jeannie, you asked if I could share this at the beginning of meetings so that people can pay me if they want to pay me. I'm doing these all for free, not doing it for money, but I'm gladly willing to accept money when people want to pay me.
You know, I also think to remind us to go to YouTube is a good idea too, to go to your YouTube channel and to like your videos.
Yeah, please. It gets my ratings up. I don't make any money out of YouTube like some people do. And mine do not have commercials in them, no ads. So we're good to go there. My official Venmo is at Michael-Collins-549, or you can just scan the Venmo symbol in the middle, and that will take you straight to my page that you can pay me whatever you want, $1, 50 cents, a quarter, whatever. I'm easy. So that takes care of that. And then also, just for information, I am teaching a class at West Coast School in a couple of weeks. I'm excited. I am stoked. Photoshop 0 to 60 in a week, June 5th through the 10th. It says the 12th on there, but it's actually the 10th. We finish on Friday afternoon. And it's at the University of San Diego in beautiful San Diego, California. And we are going to have some fun. I got some really cool tips and tricks that I'm going to show down there that I have not shown on Photoshop parties yet. So we're going to have a good time down there, I hope. We'll see what happens. And if not, we're not having a good time. So
you always have a good time.
We do. I mean, I like to have fun. I like to play around in class. You know, I take it serious, but I still have fun, and we're going to have a good time down there. So let's get started, and we'll go to May of 2022, and I'm going to show you lookup tables, which they're interesting. I, for the longest time, had no idea they existed. And then once I knew they existed, I had no idea what they did. So before we get started, I'm going to go to make a copy of this background just for fun, just to show we have it. I'm going to go to my adjustments under the layers, and down about 3/4 way down, you have color lookup. Right, can everybody see that right there? So I click on color lookup, and I'm going to load a 3D LUT, color lookup table. 3D has nothing to do with this. We're not in 3D mode. I don't know why they call it a 3D, but they do. One of the things we can do, this is a daytime shot. I'm going to click on night from day, and you can change it from day to night. So it almost looks like nighttime. And you can change the opacity, really simple. We'll take it to 50% opacity, and it looks like a lot darker. Take it to 80. And all you'd have to do is just paint in the windows with window light, like a lamp is on inside or anything like that. It'd be really easy to do. Another color lookup. Let's go to crisp warm, and it makes it look like a sunset shot. And then we can put another one on top of it. So let's get rid of that one, take it in the trash. And then we'll put another one on top. I'm just playing around. I haven't played with this yet. I just figured it'd be really cool to do a foggy night. How's that? It's kind of weird. Doesn't really give the nighttime because it's so bright on the building there. And one of the bad things about this is you cannot go from one to the next and have it preview. Hopefully somewhere down the road, Adobe will learn that and get us taken care of. But at this point, they don't. Okay, so now we have That was Moonlight. So we did that one. And so if I change the order, it changes the look of it. So we have the warm, and then we have the Moonlight. They add the warm back in, and then you can add a moon in there, make it look all nice and nighttime. Really easy to do. So those are some of the lookups that I thought I'd use for this one. So I'll close this out, and let's go back to Bridge. And let's pick this one just for fun. And we will go to the adjustments, go down to color lookup, click on color lookup, load 3D. And let's do a 2-strip look. I got no idea what that does. Yeah, that's interesting. 3-strip look. Added a whole bunch of color there. Really enhanced the colors, probably a little too far. So let's go ahead and take it to about 50%, 30%, 10%. That's 0. So you can see as you start adding in the percentage, it starts getting more and more saturated. And to me, that's a little oversaturated with the greens. I've seen that a lot with some people in print comp where they oversaturate the greens so they can have a bright green color. Well, it doesn't look good. Don't do it. So let's change that and color lookup. Go to color lookup and bleach bypass. That one's out there. I've seen that look before. Candlelight. So what you do is just go in and you play with these and figure out what you like and what you don't like. As I'm clicking on different ones. Let's pick soft warming. So that's soft warming. A little too soft and too warm. I don't like it. I don't like it. So let's go ahead and do one more just for fun, play with this. And we'll go to, how about Kodak and Fujifilm combined? Nope. And sometimes you just play with it and see what you come up with. And sometimes when you adjust your opacity on here, that's at 50%. That's at 30. So you can get some interesting effects just by changing the opacity. You can also change your mode up here from normal to color, luminosity, where it just affects the luminosity in there, saturation, the hue. You can see between hue and color, you get 2 different looks out of it. And if you go to soft light or overlay, it just gets a totally different look. So that's what the color lookup tables are. So now that we've shown you what they do,
Where'd you find that again? Table.
Go down to your color or to your layer adjustments down here at the bottom, the yin and yang symbol down here.
Hang on a second. Okay.
Click on the yin and yang symbol, go
Yeah.
down to color lookup.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So with this particular image, I would want to make some adjustments to it. So let's go ahead and go to hue and saturation and drop the saturation just a little bit. Maybe play with the hue, get it really funky looking. Okay, that's nice and funky. And then we'll go to photo filter and pick a filter out of here. Let's go deep blue. It's getting a little different. And then do one more just for fun. How about curves? Mess the curves up something fierce. This is not what you do to a curve to make your image pop, but I did it anyway. And so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the 3 adjustment layers that I did. So I clicked on the first one, which is curves at the top, hold the shift key down, click on hue and saturation at the bottom so it selects all 3. I'm going to go to File, Export, and go down to Color Lookup Tables. And I'm going to save it as a 3D LUT. So I'm just clicking on that one. They say that medium is just fine. If you try the maximum, it just chews up your memory. So medium is fine. And we're going to call this my Yosemite. Oh, I'm not going to change that yet. Hang on. Let's go to OK. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And in May 22, which is what I'm working out of right now, now I'll change the name to just my Yosemite adjustment .lut and hit save. I'm going to put these in a group by hitting Command or Control G. Creates a group, and I'll just shut them off for now. I'm going to go to my adjustment layers, color lookup, and you'll notice that it's not in the color lookups because I didn't save it there. I saved it to my desktop. Now I just have to find it. So I double clicked on load, go to desktop, May 2022. There's my Yosemite 3DL. Click OK. And you got that exact picture that we had before. So you can make your adjustments layers, and if you find a chemistry or a formula that you really like, you make your own LUT or LUT, and you got it made. So we're going to close this guy right here. Don't save, and open one more file, which is my pano. I'm going to hit Command A to get them all highlighted. Double click to open them all in RAW. And I know it needs a whole lot of work in it. And I want to select every one of these. I can hold the shift key down and hit the last one, or I can hit Command A or Control A to select all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto for my exposure, which gets a fairly decent exposure there, except highlights are still a little too strong. Bring up my shadows a little bit. And if you look really close, you see one of them monsters there. And the fastest way to get rid of those is going up to the spot removal tool. You can use the shortcut B and just click on it. And then click on visualize spots. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see. This is the main spot that we just saw right here, that big bright one. And if I click on it, it's going to go away. There's another one, and another one, and another one. Yes, I had a dirty sensor that day, as always. Okay, being that all of these are selected, it's going through and cleaning up every single one of these so I don't have to do it again. Then I'm going to hit done. So it saves them back to bridge. Go to bridge again. They're all selected still. Go up to tools, Photoshop, photo merge. And you see it has 7 images selected. I use for layout, I use auto, blend images together down at the bottom, vignette removal. And if you want to, you can do content aware fill transparent areas. I'm going to leave it blank for right now so it doesn't fill. Click OK. And then go get a cup of coffee. It's going to take a little while for it to pop up. Does anybody have any questions while we're waiting on this? Good. I didn't want to answer any questions anyway. And we're at 3 layers, 4 layers, a couple more to go, and it will give us a pano. And you'll see at the edges that it's going to take out what didn't fit in there like it wants to. If I did the fill with content aware, it would fill in what it thought would be perfect, which isn't always that bad. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And come on, you can do it. What it's doing right now is aligning the layers, and it's going to go into blend modes. And these are huge files that we're working with because they are raw files straight out of D850 Nikon. And for those shooting Canon, I'm sorry, but Nikon does work better. And you'll notice Paul Simon did a song called Kodachrome. He does not mention Canon in his song. He mentions Nikon because Nikon's a much better camera. And what it's doing right now is blending the layers together. And you can see as you look at it right now, up in this area right here, you got lines for where the images come together. So it's going to take care of that, hopefully, if everything goes right.
Michael, I don't think that I heard you correctly.
Okay.
You said that Nikon does it so much better than Canon.
You heard me correctly. You
I
did.
know,
And this
I
is
don't-
recorded
I-
too.
I really don't think I heard you correctly. I'm sorry, but
It's kind of like the Ford and Chevy people always bashing each other. So
There are some dissenters in the audience.
I kind of figured there would be. Okay.
Yeah, and if you believe Michael, I got lava land I can sell you on the big island.
Hey, I could plant my house there.
Hey, I
Okay.
shot Kodachrome with a Nikon back with the dinosaurs.
And it worked really well, didn't it?
It did back then.
Exactly. It still works good. Okay. You can see that it's all finished doing its work. And I've got 7 layers there where it's all put together. They're all selected. I'm just going to merge them down by hitting Command or Control E and merge them down to 1 layer. And you can see what it did on the outside there. It left a whole lot to be fixed. So if I hit the crop tool, and right now I have no settings in the crop tool, so I can do whatever I want, which is what I do anyway. I do whatever I want. I talk about whatever I want, including Nikon being so much better than Canon. And I'm going to leave the bottom area in there as kind of a natural vignette. I hear judges talking about that all the time, so that's what I'm doing. And remember that color lookup that we just made. Let's go ahead and make this thing ugly by using that. So we'll click on the adjustment layers, go down to color lookup, load. I'll double click on it. It opens Yosemite, and there's that ugly color lookup we did. And I don't know, well, that's at 50%. It's not as bad as 100%. At 20, it's not bad. So it's just something you can play with, something in your toolbox that you can make your own if you want to. If you've got a fashion edit that you do using curves and tones and all of these adjustment layers right now, make your own. And every time you do it, you just hit the color lookup table and you're good to go. You're golden. Any questions?
Yeah, Mike, can you hold that screen? I want to make a screen capture and enter it for competition.
You got it. No problem. And being that you did a screen capture, you created it yourself.
Michael, can you show that in that color lookup where you did the different night things?
Put a night one on here.
Yeah.
We can do that. Let me delete this one out just because. Go down to color lookup, click on load, and we can do moonlight, night from day. We can do a late sunset, which is really ugly. Late sunset. That's really ugly. Here's moonlight. And so I could put a moon in there really quick. And you can see I didn't quite crop the corners perfectly. So let's fix that really quick. That's annoying me.
So what does color lookup really mean?
It just adds a flavor to your image. I don't know what color lookup exactly is. I just know that it's there and it works. I don't know, somebody asked me the algorithm one time for the healing brush tool. I don't know. I just know it works.
Okay.
That one was moonlight. This is night from day. So we'll show the two different ones. So there's night from day. And there's moonlight. Moonlight's a little bit lighter in the darkness. So if you're making a building at night and you want it not quite dark, then this is the one to use. Otherwise, you can use that one. And you can tweak these after you get them on. Add a curves adjustment layer. And we'll bring the shadows down even more, or bring up the highlights a little bit. Just play with it a little bit. Figure out what you like. There's no written rule how to use these. You use them how you like them and play and have fun. If somebody doesn't like it, too bad. So any questions? Going once?
I think the easy explanation for lookup tables would be like custom presets that Adobe created, that just use them if you like them or not. I think at one time Adobe did some research in trying to find certain presets which was popular and which some were not popular. So that's what I'm interpreting these lookup tables as.
They are kind of presets, and you can make your own as well. So
I think it actually goes back beyond that. The camera manufacturer basically creates LUTs, lookup tables, to translate color. And what Adobe has to do is they have to reverse engineer Nikon's or Canon's LUTs to try to make them match up as close as they can. So it's the underlying translation of color from basically what a raw image is. I mean, those of us that go back, way back to the very first digital cameras that were shooting raw had to actually use LUTs to convert a raw image from nothing before there were the fancy programs there are today.
I guess that was before my time. I was still using film then.
Probably I was still using film then too.
The dirty F word.
No, it's not. I'm still using film now.
Okay, I'm going to hit the pause record. Now we can ask all the real questions.